Canon 18-150mm f3.5 to 6.3 is a super zoom lens for Canon M cameras. And in this video I'm gonna go through this lens and see how good it is. And is that maybe something that you need? Hi there, my name is Peter Forsgard and I am a professional photographer from Helsinki, Finland. And before we start talking about this lens, a disclaimer. This lens is not mine. It was sent to me from Canon Finland and they did not ask me to do this video, nor did they say what I should say on this video. Everything that I say is my own opinion, like always. And let's start to talk about the focal length. It is all the way from 18mm to 150mm, and since this is an APS-C lens, its equivalent field of view, if we talk about full frame terms, is the same as a, let me check, 29 to 240mm. So it's quite long range, and something like that is very good for travel and for all-around photography, because you have a wide angle, which is not, of course, a really huge wide angle, but 29 to 30mm is considered a wide angle lens. But the downside is, of course, the fastest aperture, which is not very good. It's 3.5, which is, well, okay on a wide angle end, but then it's 6.3 at the longest. And that's, of course, a bit dark. So if you have or will get one of these for travels or all-around photography, I suggest that you get a fast prime to go on the side. For example, the 32mm f1.4, which is also a great lens for RAM system, is a lot faster and is great for those low light moments during travels, for example. And this lens has an image stabilizer. Canon info says that it's 4 stops, and here you can see the difference. On the left side is a footage without the stabilizer on, and on the right we have the stabilizer on. And I think image stabilizer on a lens like this is really crucial, because then you can get a bit longer shutter speeds, and the fastest aperture, which is only 6.3, doesn't really matter that much. Of course, if you have longer shutter speeds, the motion that you are recording might have some motion blur, or the image might have some motion blur if there's something moving in the photograph with a longer shutter speed. But otherwise, for city scenes and landscapes and stuff like that, image stabilizer is very good when the longer shutter speed doesn't really matter. And then here are some other specifications of this lens. And let's next talk about the image quality. All modern lenses have image quality that is good enough for most of us. But of course, when we're talking about a super zoom which has a very, very long focal length range, so like this one from 18 to 150, we always need to be a bit cautious about the image quality. With this lens, I don't find any big problems in that sense. Of course, if you are using 150 all the time, it is a bit softer than 120mm, for example, on this lens. So if you can avoid using the 150, well, that would be good if you want perfect image quality. But like you see on this image, which was taken with 150, I wouldn't see that big of a problem. So it's a matter of taste and how much softness you like to have in your images. I think it's better to have a bit soft image than not an image at all. So in that sense, I think it was a pretty rough way to say that don't use it at 150mm. I would use it. So maybe I was exaggerating a bit in the beginning of this part of the video. But all in all, when stopping down one stop, it will make the image quality better, like it's always with any lens. But remember that if you're using 150, it's a bit softer than let's say 120mm, for example. So what did I like about this lens? I'm not a big fan of super zoom lenses. I like to have a couple of smaller prime lenses, but I can see the use for this. And that's, for example, travel all-around lens. Having it on your camera all the time, you're quite covered with all the focal lengths that you can imagine. Of course, if you need an ultra-wide angle, then this one might not be the one. So it's a very versatile lens, and even though it's a bit slow in the longer end, it has an image stabilizer which compensates a bit for that. I would say that if you are in a market for a all-around lens, a travel lens that you just want to have one lens, then I think this is a perfect solution for EOS M cameras. The price of this lens is above 400 euros/dollars, not quite 500, but between there. And I think it's quite a bit, but let's say that you have a lot of lens from 18 to 150 millimeters, so it covers a couple of different another zoom, so you only have one lens, which could be enough for you. It's worth the money, I think. And here you can watch some more videos about Canon. There might be some videos about EF-M lenses if I have published them already. They are there. If not, then they are coming. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.